Já vás zdravím. My se spolu dneska podíváme na rozdíl mezi počitatelnými a nepočitatelnými podstatnými jmény. Potřebujeme to vědět kvůli tomu, že když o nich mluvíme, tak se k ním chováme trošku jinak, nebo mluvíme o nich trošku jinak. U těch počitatelných můžeme rozlišit přesně jednu jednotku té věci, nebo toho předmětu, jídla nebo zvířete, můžeme přesně spočítat ty kusy. A můžeme vědět, jestli je to jedna, anebo jestli jich je víc. A pokud jich je víc, tak víme přesně kolik. Není to jenom nějaká masa věcí nebo masa zvířat. No a u těch nepočitatelných to takhle nejde. Takže si řekneme teď, která to jsou, proč to tak je a co teda s tím. Right. So when you want to say one, you can also, instead of saying one apple, one orange, one banana, you can use a or an. Or an je neurčitý člen, který nám říká, že to je přesně jedna ta věc. Jak vím, jestli mám použít a nebo n? Podívám se na první zvuk toho slova, které budu říkat, nebo toho slovního spojení. Protože if I have one banana, that's easy. I say a banana. První zvuk je b, neřeším, všechno v pohodě. Kdyby ale první zvuk byl naše a, e, i, o, u, takže nějaká samohláska, tak musím použít n, abych ty dva zvuky od sebe oddělila. Takže nemůžu říct can I have an apple, protože by to splynulo dohromady, ale řeknu can I have an apple. One apple, an apple. Přidala jsem tam to n, abych rozdělila n od apple. Can I have an orange? Takže si můžu napsat, že když je první zvuk a pozor, je to zvuk. Takže se můžete setkat se slovem, kde první písmeno je něco jiného, třeba an hour, což znamená 1 hodina, 60 minut, an hour, ale protože tam se to h nevyslovuje, vyslovuje se jako hour, tak tam musím použít taky n, abych si oddělila n od hour. An hour. It will be an hour, it will take an hour. Zabere to 1 hodinu. I will be there in an hour. Budu tam za hodinu. Or a pumpkin. A poslední, co je tady důležité vědět, je, že když bych se rozhodla k tomu slovu, které začíná na samohlásku, ještě něco přidat. So for example, here I have an apple. If I look at the color is mostly red. So if I want to say a red apple, I will say a again. Když si neřeknu jenom jablko, ale chci říct, jakou má barvu. Má barvu červenou. Tak tady nebude už n, protože sice začíná slovo na a, e, i, o, u, ale mezi ty dvě slova jsem si dala red. Takže první písmeno po a je souhláska a red apple. A to je v pořádku. Similarly, if I want to have a look at this pumpkin, I want to emphasize the color, když bych chtěla zdůraznit tu barvu té dýně, I will say an orange pumpkin. Protože sice pumpkin začíná na p, ale předto jsem si dala tu barvu, která začíná zrovna na o. An orange pumpkin. Right? If I have more than one, moving over here. If I have more than one of a countable noun, pokud mám nějakého počitatelného podstatného jména víc než jedna, tak můžu vždycky spočítat přesně kolik. I've got some bananas, but I can also look and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bananas. Likewise, with apples, right? I had 3, now I have just 2. I can say exactly how many. 1, 2, 2 apples. 2 pumpkins, and so on. So here I can know exactly how many. I can also say some, which means I am not sure how many, or I don't care. Can I have some onions, please? Some? What do you mean? Do you want 2? Do you want 3? Do you want 5? Some onions. I don't know exactly how many. Maybe 2, maybe 3. The sum. So that's it for the countable nouns. Now let's move over to the uncountable. Uncountable means you cannot really count them. You cannot say how many. For example, if you look at this is a bottle of olive oil. But if I want to say oil, the oil is inside. So how do I count it? Right? So you cannot count it. You cannot count it just like that. You cannot say 1 oil, 2 oils. No, it doesn't work. You have to count it in some other way. So either you count it by what's inside. What it is in. It's in a bottle. So you say a bottle of oil. Or in the kitchen you can measure it. You have something like this, a measuring cup. And you have a look. This is how many milliliters. And you say 100 milliliters of oil. Right? 100 milliliters of oil, or a cup of oil, or 1 liter of oil, or a bottle of oil. Similarly to oil, you can have something, usually uncountable things, something that's powder or liquid. Oil is a liquid. You could also have a mass of something. So for example, the powder can have flour. This is a bag of flour, but what's inside is the flour. How do you count the flour? Well, you can't really. You have to use some kind of measuring, form of measuring. Either you can weigh it. You can look exactly how much flour you've got. So I'll put it here. So this is 700 grams of flour. 700 flour. Or you can also use a cup. Right? You put it in a cup. Or you can use, what else do you use when baking? I use a cup or grams, or you can, yes, right, you can buy the whole bag of flour. Something else that's also uncountable and kind of a powder is rice. So here you can have a package of rice. Can I have some rice? I don't know how much is in there. This is 960 grams of rice. It's also a package of rice. And I think there are some bags of rice for cooking. So with rice, you can have some rice, but it doesn't say how much exactly. A package of rice, a bag of rice, 200 grams of rice, some rice, but it doesn't say how much exactly. When you eat it, you want to have a bowl of rice. Put the rice in a bowl, not on a plate, but in a bowl, one bowl of rice. And one more of uncountable nouns. We have some powders, some liquids, and we can also have some mass, a mass of something. So for example, chocolate is such an example. This is a chocolate bar. It's sold in a box. But it's not one chocolate, it's a chocolate bar. But what's inside, we'll have a look, maybe it's melted. What's inside is the chocolate. The brown thing is the chocolate. How do you have one chocolate? How do you count chocolate? Well, you cannot. You can say a bar of chocolate or some chocolate. Can I have some chocolate, please? But you could also have a piece of chocolate. If I count it, right, I can have a piece of chocolate. Okay? A bar of chocolate is what you usually buy. You can also have some chocolate or a piece of chocolate. You break off a piece of chocolate. Doesn't matter how much exactly. One last thing is, if I want to have a countable noun, I either have one, or if I ask for some onions and somebody else wants to give me an exact number, they will ask how many. So I will go in the shop and ask, hello, can I have some onions, please? And the shop assistant will say, how many? How many do you want? And I then can say, 2 onions, 3 onions, 10 onions, or I could also say 1 kilo of onions, but we can actually count them. We can look and see how many onions there are. So how many? Well, if I want to buy something that's uncountable, and I say, can I have some rice? Or can I have some chocolate? Can I have some oil? They will not ask how many, but they will ask how much. So ask how much oil is in the recipe. There is 100 milliliters of oil. Or how much chocolate do you want? How much chocolate did you eat? Kolik si snědla čokolády? How much? I ate a piece of chocolate. I ate 200 grams of chocolate yesterday, maybe. Or how much flour do you want? Okay? So we've got countable nouns, uncountable nouns. With countable you can say one. You can also say exactly how many. With uncountable, there isn't really a difference between one and more. You just have to find the way to quantify it, to say how much you need. Okay, so that's it from me. I hope it's clear. If it's not clear, let me know, and I will see you next week. Bye.